Hi, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. My name is Fiona. I'm a mom of 3 and I'm a yoga teacher specializing in pregnancy and birth. And I like to vlog and upload videos all about pregnancy, birth, yoga, and parenting and breastfeeding. This video is going to be just a short sequence using the yoga ball. The ball is just so handy for during pregnancy, birth, afterwards when you have a baby as well. But today I'm just going to focus on ways that the ball can really help you during your pregnancy. Just really good for your posture, for movement, because it means you're not statically sitting down. And it kind of forces you to have a good posture. And I just want to explain how important it is that you get the right ball for your body. Now, I am 5'3" and this ball is a 65 centimeter ball. So I'm just going to sit sideways now to explain this to you. So you see here, my hips are slightly higher than my knees. So it would be wrong. The ball would be the wrong size if my hips were lower than my knees. So oftentimes what happens is you just have to be careful that you get the right ball. So I'll put a couple of links down below as well to kind of guide you in that regard. So it's important that the ball is fully blown up and that your hips are either at level with your knee or a little bit higher, not too high and definitely not lower down. Okay? So apart from that, it's important to also to have kind of a wide stance to fully grip the floor with your feet, barefoot if possible, just for a greater grip and kind of more grounded experience on the ball. I'm going to get stuck into the sequence now. The shoulders relax down. And we're just going to start by swaying forward and back. And here we're going to just find the correct position for you on your ball. So that means that we're going to look for somewhere between the two extremes of your tailbone swinging out and backwards and very far in and forwards. So just going to look for kind of the space between those extremes. And once we've found, we're going to stay at that point. So you should feel like a nice release down the lower back, no kind of tightness down the lower back at this point. So for me, that is kind of about here. Obviously, it's going to be slightly different for each person, but for me, that's about here, and I feel really comfortable here, so that's where I'm going to stay. While I'm here, I'm just going to release out the head. So I'm going to take a deep breath in, and as I breathe out, I'm going to tilt the head in one direction and bring the opposite hand to just above the ball, feeling a lovely stretch down the side of the neck and into the shoulder. Several breaths. And then breathing in back to the center, replace the hand. Breathing out, head in the opposite direction, nice tilt. Opposite hand out to just above the ball. Again, deep stretch of the side of the neck. Great release. And then breathing in, replace your hand, head back to the center, and we're going to breathe in here in the center. As we breathe out, then tilting the head forward, bringing the chin down to the chest, extending the back of the neck and the upper spine. And then breathing back into the center. And as we breathe out, tilting the head backwards, opening the front of the neck and the chest. All the while feeling nice and balanced and comfortable on your ball. If you want to bring a little bit of movement in at any point, feel free to do so. And then we're going to breathe back into the center. Great. We're going to bring some shoulders into the movement. And here we're going to just breathe in and bring the arm forward and around, making a large circle with the arm and breathing out as it comes back down and around. So large circle, in breath and out. Feel free to move with this movement. Move the rest of the body. Waking up arms, hands, shoulders. Feeling a lovely stretch between the shoulder and the hip. Once more on this side. And then back down. We'll go the opposite. And once more. And relaxing that hand back down onto the knee. We're going to begin our pelvic circles now on the ball. So this is just circling out the pelvis. Get a lovely deep sense of release in the lower back and the pelvis as you go round. You get into a nice groove. And in the opposite direction. And back to the center. We're going to do a similar movement now, but this time is quite more isolated, and we're doing a figure of 8 around, center, around, center, around, center, around, center. Really feeling a nice movement now of the pelvis as we go around and back to the center, around and back to the center. And just imagining what a lovely feeling this is for your baby as you do these circular movements. And we're going to go in the opposite direction now. So around one side, the other side, center, other side, center. Around, center, around, center. And back to the center. We're going to breathe in, raising the arms up, and breathing out, lowering them back down. We're going to stretch out to the fingertips as we breathe in, allowing the movement to follow the breath, breathing out as we lower the arms back down. This time as we breathe in, we're going to raise the arms up, and then breathing out, we're going to bring the opposite hand to knee and the other hand behind us onto the ball, looking out past the back shoulder and feeling a gentle twist from the middle back upwards. And then we're going to breathe in, arms back up. Breathing out, opposite side. Breathing in, arms raised. Breathing out, gentle spinal twist. We'll do this several more times. Nice flowing dynamic movement. Once more each side. And back to the center. And here in the center, we're going to come down the hands into the prayer position. We're going to breathe in, open the arms to shoulder level, open our head back, opening the chest and the neck. We're going to breathe out and close. Arms together and crossed. Breathing in and open. Breathing out and close. And we're just going to rock back and forth on the ball as we do this. So coming back on the ball and then moving forward. As we open, we come back. This time crossing in the opposite direction. Forward on the ball as we close. We'll go once more as if we're giving the world a hug, stretching the shoulders and squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then as we come forward, release and give yourself a really big, well-deserved hug as you relax your head. to the center. So here I'm just kneeling. You might like to grab a blanket and fold it up under your knees like this to have underneath you. And then we're just going to come down onto the ankles and stretch the hands forward. So we're just kind of doing a modified child's pose here. You might like to move the knees out a little to make space for your baby, your bump, whatever is comfortable for you. So here we're just going to reach forward. And we're going to have a lovely stretch of the arms and shoulders as we do so, a release of the lower back, and just use this time to kind of get nice and comfy in the pose. And we're going to slowly come back up and bring the ball to one side and feel that deep stretch moving towards one side in particular. And then the opposite side this time. Really nice for creating space for your baby. If you're in and around, the beginning of the third trimester where you're feeling like maybe a little bit tight around the ribs, this can be really lovely for that. And then just knowing how to use your ball for a lovely kind of resting child's pose. It's just you can rock from side to side and completely rest your upper body over the ball if you need to. In a kind of a modified child's pose. So here you can do side to side or back and forth, whatever feels comfortable for you, but really lovely to use as a prop for resting between contractions. Then we'll come out of this. So then we're going to just bring the ball forward. I'm going to stay in the standing pose with my hands on my hips. We'll step forward on one leg and out. Then we'll move that foot a little bit more forward. We'll bring the ball here into the opposite hand. We're going to breathe in and then we're going to release forward, gliding towards that second toe. As we breathe out, we're going to breathe back in again and up. All the while, this other hand is just using the ball as a gentle support as we roll forward with the ball onto the lower arm of the forearm and then at the elbow, breathing back in and up. So we'll do this several times. This is a gentle lunge, really nice hip opener. Nice relief for any aches and niggles during pregnancy. Also really good pose for labor, for helping to get your baby into an optimal position for birth. And then we can also stay down here, making sure the knee doesn't come over the ankle. And then we can use the ball as a support here, just resting the torso over the ball for a deep, deep hip opener. And we can also kind of move from side to side or in around in circles on the ball as we do this. And then coming back onto the knee, very slowly, using your arms to walk along the leg and then slowly bringing that leg back and into kneeling until both knees are beside each other. And we're just going to circle out the hips here, just noticing how one side might feel a little bit more kind of relaxed and released and open than the other. That's perfectly normal. We're going to do the opposite side now. So this time we'll, having done pelvic circle in the opposite direction, this time we'll step forward on the other side. We'll bring the ball to the side or just in front of us. So stepping forward on the opposite side and a little bit further forward and foot out, hand on the knee, the other hand on the ball for support. Now this time again we're going to breathe in as we are, and then as we breathe out we're going to glide forward towards the second toe. As we do this, we'll roll the hand, roll the ball and use it as support for the other hand. Breathing back in and up and breathing out. gliding forward. Deep hip opener. And again, then we can stay down in this position, leaning both hands, if you wish, on the ball, relaxing the torso over the ball as well, and relaxing the head. If you wish, you can rock from side to side or in a circular movement. And then very slowly we'll use, again, the hands on the front leg to crawl up along. And from here, I'm just going to come into standing and prepare for the next pose. So the next bit we're going to do is up against the wall, using your ball to give you support while you're doing a half squat. So I'm just going to put the ball up against the wall, or in this case the door, and the ball should be roughly kind of connecting to your body around the lower back or sacrum. Now we're going to then come into a wide stance with the legs, feet out. Remember, the taller you are and the longer your legs, the wider your stance should be. And here we're going to just place the hands on the hips for support. We'll take a deep breath in as we're standing up, and then as we breathe out, we're going to slowly begin to bend the knees as the ball will begin to roll up the back. Lovely support of the ball. Breathing in and back up again. Breathing out and down as the ball rolls up the back. Breathing in and up. You can do this as many times as you need to. It's really great for building strength and stamina, especially in the lower half of the body. Really good for preparing for birth. Lovely for the pelvis as well, remembering that when you're in a squatting position, your pelvis increases this amount of space by 1/3. So just really good to keep that in mind for the birth of your baby. Your breathing can really help you during this pose. So long, slow, deep breaths. If you like, you can kind of stay down in the half squat in this position with the ball. If you prefer to do it without the ball, then that's completely fine. If you like, you can use your hands, bring your hands into it. So breathing in, hands together in the prayer position. Breathing out, bringing them forward and around. Breathing in, together. Breathing out, forward and around. And then to come out of this, then we just simply straighten the legs, relax the arms, bring the feet back in towards each other. You can place your hands on the ball if you need to for support, and then just coming back into a standing position and releasing the ball from behind you. So there you have a really simple, short sequence that you can do using your ball. Granted, some are, ones that you can do while you're sitting, chatting, or watching TV or something. And then others are a little bit more focused, like the lunges and the half squats. but feel free to use them when and if you need them. They're really safe for pregnancy. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have gained something from this and that you have a really lovely, peaceful, and pain-free pregnancy, and that you have a blissful birth. Blessings to you. Namaste.